Hello ladies and gentlemen, I have no idea why the countdown stopped at 9 for so long, but it did. Welcome back to Coldborough Park Farm. I hope you watched the video yesterday, because otherwise this tractor being here with this baler won't make any sense, considering somewhere over here there's big bales, and last week I rented out a big baler. So yes, we are going back to using inappropriately small equipment yet again, because that seems to be my thing. Use stupidly small equipment on large maps and hope for the best. My idiocy knows no bounds, and you should know this by now. Downside to all this is, as you can probably see, it does result in me missing large chunks of the field. Although I do seem to be driving a bit better today. So today is just going to be baling, I think. I'm expecting somewhere in the region of 3,000 bales, most likely. We're already up to, what, 282 total, including the big bales. 8 hay. So we're almost at 300 bales, including the few big bales that I do have. The big baler was just too demanding for the New Holland. So instead of, you know, trying to push on with that, I decided to go a bit old school and have a bit of fun with this thing. Which, yes, it's completely inappropriate for this farm. I realize that. I accept that. I intended that. Gonna try and grab up this bit here if I can. Yeah, I got most of it. So I will be doing a second pass and quite possibly a third pass on these fields. Pick up the scraggly bits that I'm bound to leave. But quite honestly, this old tractor, the Deutz D80, what I said about wanting to own one was legit. I mean, I've been wanting the Classics pack to work so badly, and the fact that it now does straw bales properly is basically my dream come true, because now I can, albeit inappropriately, use this equipment. Yeah, this is something I couldn't do before. I couldn't randomly decide, let's do something wholly inappropriate and get a baler from the 60s out on Coldborough. It's just a thing that I couldn't do. Let's face it, I'm probably driving this thing a bit quick. Which is fine. I don't mind that small bit of realism being lacking. The fact that I can do this in the first place is kind of the important thing for me. And you know, I get to have silly numbers of bales, which that's honestly kind of fun for me, just having an inappropriately large number of bales on this map. Just raise the pickup, spin it around. Just about gave myself enough room there. Go back around in this direction just for funsies. And I got chewing gum today, which is why I'm kind of chewing between talking. Just something to try and keep my breath fresh and keep my throat lubricated and stop me from having to drink as much as I occasionally do on stream. So the fun part of all this is, I mean, I get to say, oh, we've made 1,000 bales already, hey, we're doing well, or whatever, you know. We've almost got 400 total bales made out of one field and a small meadow. Now, I won't be using the mower from the Classics pack, unfortunately. That just plain doesn't work. I do, however, have a mower that will work. And we'll be getting classic equipment over time and putting it into use. And as I've already kind of said in the video, it's all going to be stored in the one shed. We'll have a Classics shed. I mean, this is completely useless for animal husbandry. I know this. All of this, you know, all these small bales are completely useless for Hey, Faye, are you liking the tractor baler now? Because this works. These are in fact straw bales worth €5 a pop, and we've got hundreds of them. We've got over 300 as it stands right now. This is just the first field. I have officially lost my mind, I think. I think I've reached the point where I've officially done something so crazy that I have to be insane. What am I going to do with the bales? Sell them. Sell every single one of them. I do have the bale wagon. That's at the shop, and as is the New Holland, actually. So if you missed the video, what happened was I kind of decided to give up on the big baler, the Krona Big Pack. That was not gonna work. And I decided that, well, I'm not gonna go with round bales. It does show. Oh, you can't see it. Hang on. We've got 400 small bales. Because if you remember, I've got the bale counting script. I have taken down chat for the purposes of this, so 402. 403. I know this is completely inappropriate. I'm not gonna deny that, but oh my god, the fun! The fun of just saying, you know, we'll have easily 2,000 to 3,000 bales out of this. Forgot to go offline on Steam. Just so that I don't get a message midstream. And oops. Just so the mods, if necessary, because I think most of you guys have me on Steam, can send me a message that I can read after the stream. Welsh did yesterday, and I agreed with his message that he sent me. It was definitely something that didn't need to be put on stream. I'm gonna go back to the overlay and chat viewer right now, just because bale counter works with these. It's a global script. It works with balers as a whole. So bale counter is a good script. I did actually, I should say, mod changes, because I've been changing things about a bit. Finance office has bit the dust, because that does weird things occasionally and I don't like it. I'll manually be changing the amount of money we have. When we take over midnight, I'm going to take away 33% of the day's income manually. So we'll still have the tax thing, we just won't have big issues with it. We shouldn't be going into too much debt, so I'm just going to take away a third of what we get every day. In vehicles, somewhere, I did download a couple of new mods. Did I get a tractor? I think I might have downloaded a tractor. Apparently I didn't. I did download new mods, I just can't remember what I downloaded and where it went. Yes, the SIP Tornado 40, which appears to be a corn harvester. Missing function, harvesting in L10 English.xml. So yeah, it's a corn harvester. What else did I get? I swear I downloaded a couple of mods and threw them in last night. Issue is finding them. Oh, I threw in a script that, if you remember, I was talking about how cool the cultivation script looked. Stubble cultivator script looked. I do have that installed now. So that's going to be a thing. As opposed to the Coon, which is part of the classic spec, that doesn't work too well. I'm going to be using the Kasiarka Osa as a classic more. Is that all I downloaded? Could have sworn I downloaded more. This Sipma Z224, I mean, I've been meaning to get rid of actually. It doesn't work particularly well, unfortunately. Apparently that's all I have. Alright. That's fine. Say the Sipma's gonna go, it doesn't perform to the standards I would like. Especially now that I got this thing. Which looks cooler and doesn't have pop-ups in Polish. There are two big advantages to this, I think. I'll be giving bale updates after every field, so minus the bits that we've missed, which is probably going to be another, probably close to 100 bales, I would guess. So we have, at the end of field 6, 444 bales. So if I hit R, I can reset the counter for the day. And I want to fold in the baler. Actually, I want to empty the baler. So in fact, at the end of field 6, we have 448 bales. And one partially made in the chamber. So out we go. Next field is going to be field 5, which is only going to be 50 to 100 bales in there. This tractor just sounds amazing. Just the sound of it is really nice. So I'll open up this gate now. Head in, we'll open up the baler as we go. You got alfalfa in Braeburn Lees, Fahy. Very good. Oats is going to be the same thing. There's some nice oats textures actually. Some really nice textures for multi-fruit crops about. Oh boy, this baler's got its work cut out for it. I've got the music slightly too loud. By Jennaborg. Yeah. Jennaborg is the guy to go to if you want textures. He makes the, if I remember right, he's the Forgotten Fruits guy. And his textures are beyond compare. I edited up a couple of FS13 maps of his textures before, and the game looked ridiculous because all the textures were just ultra realistic textures, and then you got these kind of cartoonish tractors going around in the middle of it all, and it didn't particularly look too good. Real kind of indictment on Giants that you can come up with textures that good and they can't. I think Jennaborg's the guy whose textures I'm using for Duneske as well, if memory serves. Yeah, you find some textures you really like, and it's just like they have to be everywhere. I think he's got an oats one. I've seen some really nice oat textures anyway, so you shouldn't have too much difficulty finding a good texture. Just realised that I was actually going to start off going along these lines. Because starting off with the headlands is a bad idea when you're bailing. You end up with you usually end up trying to make your way through a bit of a mess. I'm pretty sure I'm going to lose viewers by pulling this nonsense as well. I don't mind. Oh, this is a headland. Well, I can treat it as if it's just a normal pass, I guess. Really hard to line up this baler just by using the visual cue of the wheels. This is going to be at least 100 bales out of this field. Wow. Ooh, that was not good. So I don't mind leaving bits and pieces around. I will, for once, I will break the rule of in-cab only when I'm going around picking up the dregs. Just because I'd otherwise be spending a few hours doing it, and well, a few hours more than I probably will end up spending. I mean, it's not going to be a quick process. Don't think I'm going to be able to turn this thing around in time. I'm going to raise the header, the pickup even. Try and get this turned around so that I can. There we go. So I can bail this lane here. This is probably a realistic speed for this baler, ridiculously enough. Especially on this kind of windrow density. The only downside to this baler is it doesn't have a really nice pickup animation. Well, that's one place where the animation is lacking, is actually picking up the crops. Or picking up the windrow. It'd be really nice if there was some sort of animation to it instead of just the magical disappearance. Oh, I've just noticed you can hear the nutter. I mean, it's not going off when it's supposed to be, but you can actually hear the nutter in this thing. If you listen closely, I'm going to turn off the music for this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and nutter. Every fifth one is the nutter. I think you're able to post links, Fahy. Give it a try. I mean, Nightbot can't bop you, so you're safe from that point of view. I don't know if YouTube's going to allow it itself, though. You get mod's privilege where I think I'm 90% sure you're able to post links because Nightbot is, and I haven't given Nightbot any special privileges other than mod. Some nice slow bailing. Going Norwegian style with some slow TV now. Just to underline the fact that I am not going to be one of these, or I am not one of these YouTubers who is going to rush things. So look at this. It's opened in the chat window. Thank you. Thank you, Firefox. Let's look at the picture of this. That's a really nice cultivator, actually. Is it I'm guessing it's a 10-meter piece of equipment, considering it's the Saltair 10. I'm gonna have to close my chat window and pop it out again, just because it kind of bugged out a small bit. I'm just redoing my chat window, people, sorry. So I'll have to deal with me being a bit awkward for a moment. There we go. Six meters, has dirt spec. Very nice. I approve of it. I might download it. I do like mods that the author has quite clearly hey Ford. I do like mods where the author has clearly taken the time to give a damn, and that's one that Power Hour does look like it's a mod where the author has decided to invest a lot of time and effort into it. Hope you enjoy slow movements, because this is not going to be a fast moving stream today. Some people like to wind down before the weekend. That's kind of what I'm doing. I'm winding down before I have no power tomorrow. I might have to shout downstairs at some point as well. My mother needs to try and, or wants to find an insulated flask. So 1.3 miles an hour? That'd be very fast forward. My speeds are in kilometers an hour, and I'm going that slowly because it's the easiest way to try and keep the baler under control. So in this field we got exactly 100 bales. Exactly 100 bales from field 5. So let's reset my counter. Where am I going next? There's a few good Lemkin branded mods. I might have a look at look through his stuff. So we are now going to, I guess, field 8. Bales are just annoying, nothing else. I like them though. They're annoying, yes, I'm going to agree with you for it. They are annoying bales. However, if you're just baling them up to sell them, there's no reason why you shouldn't do the small bales. Plus, I like the detail work of this baler. Believe it or not. I mean, yes, I know it's Giants. I know it's essentially 2013 spec. But this is when Giants were really putting a lot of effort into. Yeah, I'm just selling them. There's no reason to try and use them. You can't. I mean, I'm not going to be a lunatic and say, oh yeah, I'm going to try and feed them to cows. I can't. I know this. But this is from the era of 2013 when Giants were really bringing out good quality mods. And good quality, just in general. Because they were looking at what the modders are doing and trying to one-up. That's something they kind of haven't had to do in 2015, because the modders, the better ones, have kind of fallen off the radar. Which is a shame. I don't have compost soil on this map. As for whether or not I could dump them into a composter, you'd have to add a bale destroy trigger to the compost master, link it in with the link it into the scene graph and all of that, and it'd be quite a lot of effort just to get bales to compost. And to be honest, if I was doing that, I'd kind of count it as cheating, especially with this kind of baler. I'd much prefer to sell them and work with the storyline that way. So I'm just going to do this outside row like this. Then we're going to go on the ups and downs of the map, or the field even. So to be able to control this baler properly in cab like this, you kind of do need to drive slowly, which is annoying. Do I have a small new class quadrant? Because the new Hollander Massey could probably put it. Nope, I don't. Quite honestly, I kind of think that you either do bales like this or you do big bales. They're the only two kinds that I see around here. There's no in-betweeny bales. There's very few in-betweeny balers either. It's either, you know, small balers like this. Not necessarily this old, but you know, your balers are making what, 2-foot bales at best. 2-foot low density bales, and then you got your big bales after that. Plus with this, it comes with a bale collector wagon, which I really like the design of. Depending on what class quadrant you use, you have to collect the bale manual. Big bales are easier for it, yes. I am not going to deny. I'm not arguing the point here. Big bales are easier in this game. The reason I threw the swerve in the video was because I remembered that the classics pack had been updated, and I wanted to test if this baler was working again. Also, I didn't want to be spending the next however many streams driving it. You know, trying to drive that baler around and then having to manually collect the bales, because I would have been doing that. That was the original plan, was to use the Krona 1290 HDP and then collect the bales manually. Is it this? Yes, I am driving roughly the same speed, but I can speed it up if I really want to. If I get into a good rhythm, I might. Small. That's something I really wish would happen, Nathan. Yes, I 1000% agree with you. I wish Giants had made it so that you could pick these up by hand and like toss them onto a trailer. That would have been amazing, but they decided that wasn't the thing they wanted to do, which I guess is fine. Why am I in miles? I'm in kilometers an hour, Ford. This is 6 kph. Nothing's actually reading out in miles an hour. Am I talking about miles an hour? Is that where the disconnect is? No, I'm doing 6 clicks at the moment. 6 kilometers per hour. And do on this why am I kilometers an hour? I'm kind of more comfortable using kilometers an hour. I mean, I use it in Project Cars, and it just gives me a better idea of how fast I'm going. Wasn't there a mod in FS13 that allows you to pick up bales by hand? Yeah, there was actually, Nathan. Well, there kind of was. It was a pitchfork mod. And it did give that kind of functionalities. It's a bit of a shame it hasn't got converted, to be honest. But yeah, for FS13, if you look around, I think it's actually called the Pitchfork mod for it. I can't remember where it was uploaded though. But it was really good with the Classics pack. And the older style equipment. Because it kind of gave a nice... kind of 60s, late 60s, early 70s feel to the game. Which I think 13 was really good at getting the late 60s, early 70s feel. If you combine the right mods and the right map together. FS15, not so much. No problem for it. I mean, you're here most days. I mean, I don't mind giving mod to people who are almost always here. I can still, if you were to go crazy someday and start spamming swear words or something, I could still ban you. I could demod you. I could do all that stuff still. It's just to make you immune from Nightbot that I mod people. Plus, the more mods I have in chat, the easier it is to control. Because, fun fact, the more mods you have, the less likely it is that the trolls are going to come up. Did nearly stack them on the bear with the pitchfork? No. I think that was the weak point of the pitchfork mod. Was you could move the bales around, but I don't think you could stack them all that easily. So we're at 110 bales already on this field. This field is going to rival 1,000. This is going to be up fairly close to 1,000 bales, I think, on this field alone. I mean, we're going to break 1,000 bales total on this field. $35 of the really old bear trailer. Yeah, see, I think the classics is the weakest point. Classic vehicles and equipment is the absolute weakest point for FS15 because there just aren't many mods. Well, I'm gonna contradict myself here. There are lots of mods, but very few of them are good. And like FSUK, the testing team have actually said, if we didn't lower our standards slightly for mods for FS15, there wouldn't be any mods on FSUK, or there'd be very few. There's a 35 and a 135 out. Send me a link there for it. You can pop it into the chat. Mods. So fun fact, mods actually are allowed to post links by YouTube. Mods and admins of channels. So because I'm the channel owner, I am the only admin. Mods get some admin privileges, but not as much power as I have. And I think it's good that only I can have like some specific powers. You need to find the links. Yeah, yeah, just pop them into chat there and I'll have a look at them. I won't be popping them up on stream, but I'll definitely have a look at them because I do love the 135. That's a beautiful, beautiful machine. 135's in a pack. I don't mind if it's in a pack. I mean, I will literally rip the 135 out of the pack and get rid of everything else if everything else is crap, and the 135 is a diamond in the rough. I mean, that's part of the fun of modding Farm Sim, is sometimes you try out mods that maybe you got them on a site you're not 100% sure of. Like, I've kind of become that way with Mod Hoster of late. Is that the mods on Mod Hoster, you're really, if you find a good one, it's a diamond in the rough at this point. Hey Lyle, I'm good, how are you? FSUK is kind of turning that way. It's unfortunately it's down to the modders that are in FS15. the mods for FS15, just because of the way modders are working, aren't as high quality as they used to be, in comparison to giant stuff. When did I get the new old work in progress? What do you mean the new old work in progress? This isn't a whip. This is actually a released. Everything I have is released on this map. There's no whips. Do I have the new Ford pack? No, Nathan. It just doesn't meet my standards. Being completely blunt, it does not meet my standards for a good mod. What do you mean? I have no idea what you're talking about, Ford. Nothing in my mod folder in this map is work in progress. The 440s, yeah, they're just not to my standards. Everything you're seeing on this map is released. Some of it's out of date, but everything's released. This Classics pack that I'm currently driving and the baler is from, these are available on Mod Hub, Giants Mod Hub. The 440s are for tractors in the pack look really small and they're very similar. The 40s pack, no, the 40s pack, the issue is I've got multiple issues with it. I'm going to start off with the most blatant issue. Is that the person that converted it, yes, they did a good conversion, it's bug free, it's error free, that's fine. The person that converted it literally just took the models, put them on top of the default, the sample mod builder, same XML, same basic model, no reskinning, no anything, just here's a model, here's the thing, we're done, no scripting, no anything. And it's just kind of, it's kind of depressing because there's so much that could have been done. They don't have any sheen to them, they don't have any gloss, any kind of any effort. There's no visible signs of effort. Hey Welsh. And Jim. Tractor's old school? Yep. And I love it. Baler's old school too. I've made it very clear over the past few months and over the past year and a half that I've been doing YouTube that I am very, very passionate about classic tractors, classic equipment, old school, really old school stuff from the 50s and 60s and 70s, and the early 80s, even the mid to late 80s and the 90s. And I'm gonna use every opportunity I get to use them. 8340 and FS13 is the best. Yeah, the Forces pack in 13 was great. They were a bit dodgy in terms of they seemed a bit more powerful than they should have been, and they were able to do stuff they probably shouldn't have been able to. But generally speaking, like looking back at them now, they weren't good mods, but in FS13 they were really, really good because, I mean, they had sheen, they had scripts, they had love, they had dedication put into them, and it was obvious. And the conversion was kind of crap. Also, I kind of laughed at it, and if you look in the support topic for the 40s pack for FS15, Enzo's next test had a bit of a I would say righteous anger that was misplaced. Because he hadn't been on ARM Team's website in a while, and he was under the impression OEB had, OEB were the only group that were able to convert mods for ARM Team. So he was kind of really angry, and somebody pointed out to him that no, ARM Team had changed their copyright standings, where, anybody can do whatever they want with them. So immediately he just backed down and said, okay, I was wrong. I was right, he was right to be angry. He was right to be angry if if ARM Team hadn't changed anything, and FSUK could have easily have got into a lot of trouble there. But by standing by the copyright that ARM Team had on their website, is correct. Now the shame and the downside of that is that the Big Baylor pack might not be released now. It'll be down to the people working on that whether or not it's released by OEB for FS15. Because it was originally an OEB project, it's now kind of a personal project for the people working on it. And yeah, the Ford 40s were super cheap. I think that was kind of the thing that got them over with me, was that they were so cheap. They were great starter tractors, and then you didn't need to get rid of them because they were probably a bit buggy and could do literally anything on any map. Whoa, Lyle, what the hell did you say? If there weren't enough something on my street, my dog's something, and now a new home. What the hell? Not entirely sure what you were trying to say there, Lyle, but Move, what timed you out? Good. You're unbanned officially. Ah. Why didn't you just say poop? I mean, that's a lot less offensive, and Moobot wouldn't have bopped you for it. Still trying to find things. You don't have to find it right now, Ford. You can send it to me later on Twitter, through messages, on Steam. I mean, this isn't the only place you can send me stuff. Hey Dylan, how you doing today? How's everyone doing today? Kind of forgot to ask. I'm sure there's going to be people complaining. I know Ford already kind of has. That this is an inappropriately small baler, and the bales are largely useless, and I completely know that. It's why I'm using it. I mean, there's something beautiful about creating 236 bales on a single field. I'm good, Dylan. Just enjoying my last day of the week, I guess, where I'll be online properly and under normal conditions. So, just a quick reminder for everybody, and if you're new, watching for the first time or whatever, good news, bad news situation. Good news is I'm streaming today. Bad news is tomorrow I will not be streaming. Tomorrow's usually Project Cars. It is one of my personal favourite streams of the week. I won't be able to do it tomorrow. I will only have power very sporadically. The local power company is already setting up. I should actually mention, there is a vehicle from the local power company down outside my window. Down outside my house, down the back, getting ready to change poles and do various upkeep stuff around here. So they are legitimately upgrading the grid. My power is going to be very sporadic tomorrow as a result, so I won't be streaming. I might have power back at 5 o'clock. I will be, at that point, creating a video by request, because Fatty has asked me, as a result of there being apparently no tutorials for this in English on YouTube, to create tutorials for... I will be creating actually 2 videos. One will be a tutorial on how to put compost soil into a map. The other will be putting the Seedmaster into a map. Now I will literally just be doing the scripting side of it. I will have a map ready with the physical objects with the models in already, and I will just be doing the inserting the script side of things tomorrow. And those videos will probably go up on Saturday. I'll be away on... Well, one's going to go up on Saturday, one's going to go up on Sunday. I've literally just decided. They're both along the same lines, so if you watch one, you'll know how to put the other in very easily. That's my 2050. That sounds like a mod stealing site. That sounds like a mod stealing site, I must admit. Let's have a look at this. Oh my god. I can understand the presence of literally 2 of those mods in that pack. Maybe 3, but I can't see the fertilizer sprayer. Can I not get bigger pictures of the 135? I'll try and get a better picture of that. Oh, there's no normal files. I happen to know if you're adding oats. I would say add oats the crop and then oats the windrow. Or what you could also do is just put in oats the crop and give them wheat windrow. So I'm gonna play an ad real quick. So what most people tend to do is give you oats the crop and then give, depending on what colour the oat texture you choose is, either barley or wheat windrow, so that it'll work with balers all by default and give you a nice straw windrow. Then you don't have to fiddle with baler multi-fruit. Now I know if you get the multi-fruit mod and they add crop mod, you don't have to worry about that too much. But it would be advisable to add just the crop and then maybe just set it to use barley or wheat windrow. The link did work forward. It doesn't look very good, I'm afraid. Like you probably know at this point, I am ultra picky with mods, and I really have to double check. I'd have to check that 3, 4, 5, 6 times through. I might download and run into a test map real quick over the weekend. But the lack of what it appears to be the lack of a normal file does throw up a red flag for me. Um, 35 is much better. Yeah, send me the link. I'll have a look at it. I mean, I'm not saying I won't try them at all. People are leaving now because I'm just chatting with chat. Oh, it feels kind of like. Is it the same on this side? What's going on there? Oh, the screw on the other side is... Hold on. Okay. I'm not rushing you, dude. You found a much better 135. Now, you see, that's something I'm going to be interested in. Because that pack just... The fact that they included a go-kart that has like 100 or 211 kilometers an hour top speed is a big red flag to me. So I'm just going to continue on baiting yet again. And when you send the link, I can stop up and have a look at it. So as a bail count update, we are now at 830 small bales total. 284 from this field alone. Actually slightly more, 284 on the field. There's going to be 4 or 5 in the chute from the baler. Well, you could add oats windrow, but it's just as easy to give it wheat or barley windrow. It's a bit cheaty, yes. It's not 100% legit, but just for memory purposes and crop number purposes, it's easier to just give it an existing windrow. Because the game will read them all as straw anyway. Hey geek! 10 times better. Let's have a look at this one then. Dude, I wouldn't say that's 10 times better. The number in the second one you gave me is done in Comic Sans. It's quite clearly Comic Sans as well. Like I said, I'm ultra picky at mods, so I mean, you might love a mod, I might completely trash it, and that's just my opinions. It's just the way that I want the game to run for myself, and the game to look, because I got a particular kind of... I've got a few things that I definitely need in a mod, a few things that are kind of optional, and a few things that are bonuses. And for me, basic giants functions are recommended at the very least. Error free is required. Realistic performance is also required, so that it doesn't give a horsepower readout of 5,000 when it's supposed to be a 500 or a 150 horsepower tractor. Because that's happened before. The weight, I don't mind it being unrealistically high or something. But I mean, the mod needs to be truthful. You'll see what I think of them. Yeah, I'll download both of them over the weekend, and I'll have a look at them. That's the 35. So look at the 35. 35 looks not the greatest. Again, I'll download the 3 of them and see what comes up. I mean, for all I know, they're the best mods in the history of ever. They just don't look particularly great in pictures. You've been breaking the speed limit all day. That's not something you want to be putting up on the internet, Dylan. I mean, I'm going nice and slow and keeping things under control because I am such a terrible driver. Might be good at project cars, but once I'm slowed down, my skills kind of go out the window. The reason I said I might be good at project cars is I was doing some I was actually messing around doing some actual time trials yesterday in high downforce cars, which are my kind of my specialty, the formula cars. Yeah, I'm right up there in the formulas. I'm actually right up, even with default setups, I am actually like right up with the top guys in the world on certain tracks, and it's just like, okay, so it turns out I'm not actually as bad a driver as I say I am. It turns out I actually know how to drive these damn things somehow. Which makes my hopeless flailing with the NASCAR last week kind of more funny, because that's like the other side of things. That's completely outside my comfort zone. I like high downforce, high grip cars because I can push them to the absolute limits and get away with it. Whereas the NASCAR is a low downforce, low grip car. Your triangle, so you can't accelerate in the tractor, so you put a broken thing. Does your tractor not have a hand throttle, Dylan? I thought tractors were supposed to have a hand throttle now. Well, most do, yeah, it's a safety thing. Because, I mean, farmers are the most likely to get hurt at work, and leg injuries are probably some of the most common. In general, leg injuries are the most common. I'm not saying with farmers specifically, leg injuries are most common. So the easiest way to mitigate against them is to just throw a hand throttle in tractors. Come on, roll in like that. There we go. You know what? I don't think we're going to break 1,000 bales here. Not in this field, anyway. You know, what tractor will we use on the bale collector? Probably this one again, actually. Ford 7000 is hand throttle. Let's have a look around the Deutz here, see if we can see anything that resembles a hand throttle. Well, one of these has to be gear, one of these has to be range. I'm guessing that right there is a hand throttle. Or even, I've just noticed that this stick here looks like it could easily be a hand throttle or 3-point control maybe. I guess. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, Ford. One of these is gear, one of these is low-high range. One of these two is most likely hand throttle though. I would guess it's probably this. The stick thing definitely looks like hand. Yeah. It's easy to put a brake on the pedal. It's also easy to kill somebody, Dylan, but you don't go around doing that every day, do you? So let's empty out this baler and get our official count from field 8. The official field 8 count is 411 bales. You have a free hand. Well, that's great, but it's not really safe. I mean, screw having a free hand. Safety comes first, in my eyes. Definitely in my experience. Because trust me, scientists, if they didn't put safety first, would all be dead. The amount of crazy stuff we do. Hell, I've worked with depleted uranium. And the amount of safety precautions I had to take when I was doing that for 5 minutes. You're driving 500 yards down the road from a field to customers here. Yeah, Dylan, but I don't think that customer would be too happy to know that the contractor is driving around unsafely. This field's going to take ages. It won't. This is actually going a lot faster than I anticipated. Even at the low speeds I am doing. It's not taking anywhere near as long as I kind of feared. Although this is one of the bigger fields. You can kill somebody going 5 yards. Especially in a tractor. I mean, it might only be a Fiat 110, but it's still, but for all intents and purposes, a guided missile. It's every bit as dangerous. So just for the sake of any kids that might be watching, never ever 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 put a brick on an accelerator unless you're doing crash testing. Even then, that's not a thing that happens. Never do it. It is stupid. It is horrifically irresponsible. And quite frankly, you deserve to get arrested for doing that. You're 14, can drive, and you wouldn't do... I'm 24, I don't drive, I still know that's a dumb as hell idea. Hell, even in motor racing, foot to the floor is a terrible idea. Most of the time. You've seen my inputs in Project Cars, those of you who watch it. When I'm starting off, I never go foot to the floor. It's always feather the throttle, and then when I feel the car is stable and able to do it, I will go foot to the floor. Foot to the floor is just... Your 11 drive a 125 horsepower tractor, and that's stupidity. Oh, it's... You can't get your ankle checked because you're going to a tractor show in England. That's not that's not a reason, Dylan. That's an excuse. You're not going to get us. Well, enjoy having a broken ankle over the summer when you'll be missing out on all of the work. Because if your ankle has a genuine issue right now, you're gonna break it. Hey, Ad. Chat is quickly turning into a squad car. Wah 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 wah. Am I using G27 for this too? Yep. I've got it all mapped up for this. I'll be using my joystick at some point in the future as well, when I dig it out. I'll be rearranging a lot of my desk and stuff tomorrow while I'm offline with no electricity. Bright side of that is no electricity means no distractions for me, because I have a really bad habit of just going on YouTube and untidying my room and sitting down on my bed and calling it a day. You're buying a G29? Nice one, Ad. It's probably actually a slightly better wheel in terms of build quality. I haven't experienced this myself, but I would guess it's a slightly better wheel in terms of build quality than the G27. The Cytec wheel is a toy. It is not made to last at all. I mean, I thought when I saw the plastic prototype, I thought that was just a 3D model. You know, the 3D printed model saying, oh, this is what it's going to look like, but it's going to be made better than this. Then when they announced the actual production model was going to be plastic, I was kind of like, well, that's going to be very, very fragile and bad. You need an app to work on Farm Sim? Huh. That doesn't... oh yeah, you were complaining yesterday about talking about tractors, weren't you, Ad? This is my bread and butter game. This is the game that I do the most on, quite honestly. Because, most of my streams are building a map for this game. Progress is slow as all hell. Wait, I was on the front page yesterday? Didn't know I was on the front page yesterday. That explains why so many weirdos came in yesterday. Why all the trolls suddenly started appearing. Oh dear. You subbed to me, that's what. Well, yeah, but you just saw, you just said you saw me on the front page. Oh, as you subscribed to me, never mind. I'm wearing my actual glasses today instead of the sunglasses. Despite that, my eyesight is still terrible. Good news, everyone! We've broken 1,000 bales! We're up to 1,086 and counting. On YouTube Gaming. I don't actually use YouTube Gaming, that's the fun thing. Because I'm so used to YouTube Standard, it's just I use YouTube's all the YouTube views I have. So all the viewers. It's really hard to you can't notice glasses. Yeah, they're not like hipster glasses, they're actually thin rims. On the road to 2,000. We're well on the road to 2,000 because we're at 1092 already on this field. 133 already on this field. Have I ever played CSGO? No, I've never actually played any Counter-Strikes. Not a big fan of them. Not a big fan of shooter games in general. I know I play a lot of... I enjoy Just Cause and whatnot, but I kind of count them as silly shooters. I don't enjoy the super serial competitive ones all that much. What Ed's trying to say is he owns CSGO but he doesn't play it. I think. It's a bad game here. I don't think it's a bad game. I think it's a good game. I just don't like the genre in general. I think Call of Duty is a bad game. The fact that they're just kind of going, well, what now? Call of Duty in space? Why? Because, well, we've run out of other ideas, so let's just go to space. And the future! And the future in space. There we go. We are getting somewhere. Oops. We are getting somewhere reasonably quickly now. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if we broke 2,000 bales on this field. Farm Sim is the leading game for you. Kind of is for me as well, just because it's the one I play the most of. It grinds at times. Like if I was doing this without the stream, I would have quit long ago. I would have stopped doing this baiting long ago if I wasn't doing this with the stream. But the having the stream and being able to just chat to you guys does make this game last a bit better. Gives a bit more longevity for me. And yeah, I will admit there is a bit of pressure for me to play Farm Sim. I know there is. I know that there's a lot of people who come just to watch me play Farm Sim. They'll ignore every other stream, every other video, every other thing. And it's just like, hey, he's playing Farm Sim, let's show up. Because that's the game we enjoy, and I have absolutely no complaints about that. Because I do the same with other channels. I mean, I choose 1 or 2 games of theirs that I like, and I won't watch much else. No crashes today. So far. I mean, I'm sure I could still find something to crash into. No stunts today? I would say deciding to do this is in itself a stunt. Because this isn't the biggest... This is the smallest baler I have. This is one of the smallest tractors I have. This is dumb as all hell. And it's the way I play Farm Sim. Plus, if I can get all of the wheat and barley fields baled up today, we will actually be moving on to the hay fields, which are off over other farms. And that's when trouble starts, because I gotta deal with the AI. Have Ford ever made tractors? They did. They used to add. Correct me if I'm wrong here, Ford. They got bought over by Fiat, and then Fiat got bought by New Holland. If I'm wrong there, I do apologize. Food? I've got chocolate for when I start getting hungry. Also, I've got chewing gum, so I shouldn't get as hungry as quickly today. Because the last couple of days I've been really, really hungry at the end of the streams. It's just been like, I need food in the next 10 minutes. Which is good. I'm gonna say it's good because it means I'm gonna be losing a bit of weight if I keep the good habits up. Oh, New Holland bought Ford and then Fiat. Well, New Holland and Case merged as far as I'm aware. It wasn't a straight up purchase. We are at almost 1,200 bales. Technically we're already over 1,200. We're 1,200 from this baler. Which, by the way, is the most I've ever made with a baler. If the message is not sent thing, it's just to prevent spam. Because there will be people who come in and their sole purpose is to put as many messages into this chat as quickly as possible. Same looks, same engine, same inside, they're practically on. Well, yeah, but it's Case New Holland Group, isn't it? So, as far as I'm aware, they just merged. And while they use the same technology, they are technically different brands. They're just sister brands. Dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it, that was dumb. I've been going around on FSUK, and actually I got a few different things to talk about that I just realised. Somebody's making a script that makes rocks appear in the fields. That's awesome, you can pick up the rocks and sell them. That's a really cool looking script. It looks kind of promising. Obviously it's got some technical issues with the game, but I'm sure the mod author there is gonna work them out. Is there any way you don't get those things? No, I don't think there is. But as well as that, if you remember, I was talking about how Cattle and Crops tend to email me whenever they have got a new press release or a new image or a new video up. Coincidentally, when I checked my emails, because I get them sent to the YouTube account email, the business email, which I don't have open in Firefox normally, I had an email from Cattle and Crops. They had a new screenshot shared, a new screenshot up, and it kind of looks like they're going for in-depth animal husbandry. At least with cows. I don't know what animals they're planning on yet. But there's in-depth animal husbandry, which looks kind of cool. Nice UI, nice concept. I was talking to Welsh on Steam. I decide on who becomes an admin or not geek. I was talking to Welch on Steam last night, and I said to him, the concept and designs are really nice. I have two fears though. Fear number one is that it's a hoax. Fear number two is that it's not a hoax and it's Agrar all over again. Now that's my big fear, is that it's another Agrar that has so much promise and just fails to deliver because it's an ineptly coded disaster. Geek wasn't an admin at any point. He was never a mod. Thought those two cars would manage to hit each other head on. I was wondering what the hell's gone wrong with the traffic splines. I made an absolute hames at that one. That lane. When was I on Steam last night? Pretty much immediately after the stream. And I had my Steam set as online all night. When I was online, I went to bed at like 11 or 12. I think it was actually 1 I went to bed at last night, which was a bit of an oopsie, but I've still been up for a few hours already. But the Cattle and Crops will be releasing a new piece of information over the weekend. Apparently, there was a 2-day countdown. Well, less than 3 days on their website last night when I checked. So it does look like there'll be a new piece of information on Sunday or Monday. Possibly just another screenshot, but as so many people have been saying, it seems to be somewhere in the region, in the weird ground between this is definitely a hoax and this is somebody who maybe is taking on more than they can chew and doesn't quite understand what they're doing. Which is kind of a fear of mine, if it is real. Someone's broken down on your road? That's not good. That is most definitely not good. Also last night, I was told that one of the cats, I'm not gonna say our cats, because they're not. One of the cats that live in our back garden is pregnant again. This is the second time she's managed to get herself pregnant. So we're fully expecting a litter of kittens in the next few months. At the junction! Is it a Land Rover Freelander from around the year 2000? Because those things are notorious for breaking down constantly. Like, my dad used to have one as like for work. He used to have a Freelander as a business vehicle. He literally drove it 50 miles and it broke down the first time he got it. It had 11 miles on the clock, brand new. G29 without gear stick and with ETS2, good for €100. Yeah. That's actually really good value. I haven't seen the G29 for any less than 100. Add. That's usually my joke, where I make fun of people's misspellings. He's gone. So he hadn't broken down, he just stopped. He must have been on the phone or something. Mind you, if he's got a new car, it should have Bluetooth in it. Most new cars, I think, do. Or at least should. At this point. Don't phone and drive, yeah. You put the double indicators on, put the bonnet up. He must have heard something then if he was looking into the engine. Because I know most cars now have Bluetooth, so you can do hands-free calls, at the very least. Gonna try and pick up this bit over here. You check the exhaust. Yeah, you must have heard something. Hey Michael, how you doing today? Ignore the bale that's managed to get stuck in the baler. It'll free itself in time. Don't know why, but the pickup control is getting a bit fussy. You're good? Good to hear, Michael. Or he's having a, at least a relatively good day. Doesn't necessarily have to be, perfect. Don't think I'll get this field done today, in fact. Whoever called this is going to take a long time was correct. We are at almost 400 bales in this field alone now. And yeah, I can see us getting up near 1,000. Easy. Get the contractors in. No, I'm doing this solo. It's gonna take a while, and it might involve some night baling. But gonna continue. What is the thing at the top? What thing at the top, Michael? If you mean these 4 things here, that is multi-overlay HUD. It just gives me a few readouts of different things, so that I can get instant updates. For example, I can see, without opening anything, that I got 144,874 wheat in storage, 263,438 wheat, or barley even, 47,456 canola. Over at the sheep there is 1 wool because I didn't sell the sheep fast enough. There are 5,000 manure and 5,000 slurry of the cows. There are 8 big hay bales. The green names. Oh, that is Twitch chat. I have Twitch and YouTube chat open at the same time. So the green names up on top of the stream are Twitch. Is Lyle, who has mysteriously disappeared, and the lower half of the stream is YouTube chat. Yeah, the master and the big baler. Nah, I'm going to continue on with this little baler. I'm kind of enjoying the silliness of 404 bales in this field. You're watching 720p? I'm streaming at 720p to 2 different platforms and watching the YouTube feedback at 720, so deal with that. So I actually do have the YouTube stream open just so that I can make sure there's no major issues with it. Because if there's a major issue with the YouTube stream... Is there a free download anywhere this game? Not legally, no, Michael. I mean, this game is currently, what, €35 to buy? How much is it? Store page... It is currently on sale at €24.99 or $29.99 for the gold edition, which comes with an extra map and some extra vehicles. It does not come with this map by default, does not come with these vehicles by default, does not come with any of this stuff by default. Most of what I'm using is mods. Just because I am a big fan of modding games. modding this game in particular, because otherwise I just feel it doesn't have much longevity. Doesn't have much that I can do with it. You have a pirate copy of ETS2, so you're gonna buy legal copies. So you have an Xbox 360. You can't mod. Well, there is a mod pack on Xbox. I don't know if it actually released for Xbox 360, but I know it's on Xbox One and PS4. Giants released a very specific set of mods. Whereas I'm playing on PC, which basically means I get free reign over the game. What mods do I have for ATS? Cheaper police fines, realistic fuel prices, realistic suspension, real tires, real company names. I've just got a bunch of stuff that makes it a bit more realistic. Is this on Xbox One? No, Tyler, this is PC. This is PC. I'm using almost entirely modded stuff. I know the classics pack are available on Xbox, but this map is modded. Most of my screen is modded. I'll be honest, most of what you're seeing is a mod. Granted, I am being dumb as hell and using this stuff, so I'm not going to be able to claim PC Master Race from doing this, doing something this stupid, like making 1,407 bales over the course of 3 or 4 fields. Speaking of which, we are over 450 bales on this field alone. So the number of silliness is the amount of silliness is increasing as time goes on. There you go. Lower this. Keep going. You don't know what put the idea into my head to do this? For the simple answer is my own insanity. This is something that I do genuinely try, like off camera occasionally, is just... You have a steering wheel, it's a Cablo Gaming vibration steering wheel. That does not sound good. I've never heard of the Cablo brand. And if a steering wheel claims vibration, that is not good. I use a Logitech G27 steering wheel. Makes no grand claims, but it's one of the best wheels available. Although technically it's not very available anymore. You can buy it second hand for like $400. I got mine for significantly less than that. I'm lucky I have G20. Honestly, I'm lucky to have a lot of what I do. I count myself lucky to have over 600 subscribers. Count myself lucky to even be able to do YouTube. Count myself lucky to have a G27 to be able to do stuff that I do. Count myself slightly unlucky to not have any power tomorrow, but that's kind of a separate thing. Count myself unlucky to be having to do jury duty on Monday. But again, separate. Be jealous of you, you're gonna own a G29. Now, if you were saying... Now, if you were saying, you know, I'm gonna own an OSW, direct drive wheel, then I'd be jealous, because that is the god of sim racing wheels. How do you stream on YouTube? Send me a stream on Twitch, Michael. I don't know if it's only... You have to have your account in good standing and all the positive stuff that YouTube demands for long videos and whatnot. And you just go onto your live page, your own live page. How do you get to it? What's it called? The Creator Studio, and you go to live streaming, and there you'll find your stream key. You put that into OBS, because I'm gonna give a quick run through for OBS only. I use XSplit, but it's slightly easier. XSplit pretty much walks you through it. You get your stream key and your connections and stuff. You pop them all into OBS and then hit broadcast at about 3500 kilobits per second upload. If you want 720p, you can change it all and fiddle it all and, you know, screw around with settings. XSplit is a bit easier. It's just log into YouTube through XSplit and hit stream. Is G2A good? G2A is dodgy. It's grey market occasionally. You play Forza. Michael, I do not like Forza. I'm not a massive Forza fan. I like Fail Race, but that's just because he's got a good personality. I know 90% of his content is Forza, but I watch primarily for his personality and the challenges he sets himself. Forza I don't think is a good game. It's too arcadey. It will not grow. Fahy, have you defined the growth stages of oats? I think you might have to define that. You've tried to play different games. It's not that, Michael. I try to limit the number of people I'm subscribed to because I just don't have time to watch a bunch of videos. So just don't grow in game, just stays with the seeded texture. Fahy, do you have the time fast forward mod? If so, just blast through a few weeks in game and see what happens. You might need to go to FSUK and start a help topic. Because what might have happened is you've accidentally put a ridiculous growth time on it. Either that, or the game is refusing to load the textures, check the log file, do all the normal stuff you would for a diagnosis of an error, and see what it shows up. That's all I can say is, you know, diagnose where the problem lies, and it will probably tell you. I've got to admit, it's going to be nice to go off the grid tomorrow. I know this sounds kind of bad coming from somebody who does YouTube. It's going to be nice going completely off the grid. I won't even have my phone turned on. Won't have my lights on. Won't have my computer on. Won't have anything on. I'll just be sat here tidying my room. Hopefully after making a cup of coffee though. Hopefully I can get hot water from somewhere. And a bit of food in me. May have to go to the garage across the road or down the road to get some hot food, but that's assuming they got a generator, which they probably would. I'll just tidy my room, then rejig the whole place. It's part of the reason I'm taking the weekend off, is just to preempt me getting a bit lazy tomorrow and not finishing my room, or only doing one really, only doing most of it. I'm just taking the entire weekend off and away from YouTube, so I can completely blast my room through and get rid of junk that I don't need, rearrange stuff that I keep, and get the room nice and neat again. Is there any whisper chat on YouTube, Admister? No, there is not. You can send private messages, but that's about it. So we've been live for 2 hours now. Just look into it later, we're fine for alfalfa. Yeah, try looking at the log file, Fahy. I mean, that might give you some hints. That's fine if you're not talking for it. I know Stu's got a habit of just lurking and chatting on Facebook, so I don't mind people going into lurk mode and whatever. Especially the thing is, I'm not doing the most work today. It's just kind of chatting and progressing. Bale count is now at 600 on this field alone. Well, 599, but it's over 600 including the bales in the chute. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to just pause the game and I'm going to run an ad. Just check my Facebook while I'm here. Somebody sent me a Facebook message. Huh. There you go. If you know anything, you're not back. Yeah, it's fine for it. You play Live for Speed, Michael. That's cool. Not everybody gets ads, Adminster. No, for YouTube. Not everybody's gonna get an ad. They're based on essentially random number generation. I do happen to know that the country you live in is part of the basis for getting ads. So if you're in, for example, the UK and Ireland, you're more likely to get an ad. If you're in Southeast Asia somewhere, or even the US, you're slightly less likely to experience ads on YouTube. Oh, there you go. There you go, Fahy. There's your error. You need to figure out why it's not opening that XML file. Also, apparently Final Fantasy IX has just been released on Steam. I know the faces weren't meant. YouTube automatically does the emotes, which is kind of annoying, I must admit. I'm gonna have a drink of water. Come on, my ducks, up you come. Hello, Illuminate. How are you doing today? Ah, there's the bobble I was looking for. I was looking for that for the last couple of days, because I've been tying my hair back again. So let's continue on with the baling. Literally moved one thing and half my room fell over. Reasons that I'm tidying this place tomorrow, by the way. Moved my bottle of water and a bunch of stuff fell immediately. You've only just woken up and... Illuminate, you lazy git! I mean, I thought I was bad waking up at noonish, which is what I did today. It actually is bad because I need to start waking up significantly earlier than that. You don't finish work at 7 AM. Oh, that's fine then, Illuminate. I thought you were like Stu and you just kind of slept whenever you felt like it because you're a bit weird and lazy. I did the same for a while. I do the same at times. Like there are times when my sleeping pattern is so bad I don't go to bed until 8 AM. And there have been times when that's happened. Although I think the absolute worst was after I came home from a music festival. I went to bed at noon, woke up at 8 PM, had some like food, and then went back to bed for another 8 hours. Although in my defense, I did kind of require an 8-hour nap because I hadn't slept in 2 days. And your days off, your body clock's the same, so it's a day. Yeah, it kind of sucks being on night shifts. Ford 7000 is the only person who has a sleeping pattern so far that would have worked for me. It will be working for me on Monday. Wake up at 5 AM. Or get up at 5 AM. Because I need to be in the courthouse on Monday at 10 AM. 6:45 would also work. I'll need to be waking up at about 7 on Monday morning, which is kind of why I'm not streaming on Sunday. Is I'm going to be going for walks and stuff and trying to tire myself out through exertion on Sunday if I can, I guess. And you're not using any instructions yet, you download purely for the baler and bow click. The Deutz D80 is probably the best tractor of the lot. In terms of using it with the equipment that's there. Would it be possible that you need to start a new save game after adding on? No, because I had a compost soil to Nuston and was able to keep the same save game. And that, in theory, works along the same principles. I mean, it's adding a crop, albeit not one that grows in a field. You hate the Schluter. Yeah, that is by far the worst of the Classics pack. Because it just doesn't serve a real purpose. And it doesn't look good either. Like, I can overlook the small problems of these. I can overlook the fact that this, yeah, it doesn't have the greatest model in the world, and it doesn't have the greatest textures in the world, but it works so well and so cleanly that it can be overlooked. Especially because, I mean, there aren't that many good classic vehicles or equipment out. The water tank makes you laugh. Yeah, the little slurry tanker. That is comically small. That's one thing from the classic spec that I've just never used because there is no point to it. There is no reason to it. The manure spreader, that kind of has a point. I mean, it's small, but it's functionally small. The slurry tanker is small to the point of being completely pointless on any size of a map. Like any time you go onto a big map, that slurry tanker just becomes completely useless. Wasn't even 3 meters distance to spread. With the manure tanker, the manure spreader, yeah, it's not the widest spread, but the manure tanker itself, the manure spreader, the wooden one, that works. The slurry tank is just like you might as well get the cow out in the field with the amount it can do. I mean, some of them I'm probably just... Some of the pieces of equipment I'm probably just going to get for decoration. You missed the giants took out the small topless tractors. Yeah, that is a bit of a shame really, because they had some really nice models back in 13, and then they just kind of dumped the more classic stuff and went to just... All of our tractors are going to be cab models for some reason. Even more irritatingly, none of them looked right on Westbridge Hills. Not a single tractor in the game looks right on Westbridge Hills. Except maybe the super big ones which you get at the end game. And that's kind of annoying to me. So, as a bale update on this field, we are right now at 700 bales after dropping out of the baler onto the field. The Sammy, in case it rains, yeah, but I mean, it is a shame that there's no cabless models for the nice days, because 90% of the days in game are going to be nice and sunny and no chance of rain. I never actually liked the Sammy in FS13. It just kind of irritated me. But I love how the first thing everybody did on Hagenstadt, and I know everybody did, was they took all of the Kramers and they sold them all, because that was just free money. Very few people actually used the Kramers unless they were going for a classics only style. I'd love to see a 135 Massey, and some, like, even the old Fergusons, because they're Agco as well, because, you know, it's Massey and Ferguson merged back in the 60s, I think it was. And it would be amazing to have the old Ferguson T20s in FS17. Like, could you imagine having that as an option? To have the entire Ferguson system on your farm? And an old Massey harvester, an old, you know, Massey Harris even. Like, I would play the hell out of it if they put in an old Massey Harris harvester, the T20s, actually the entire Ferguson system. Use any moddings Fergie pack. It's not in FS15, not officially anyway. Any converts to FS15 of that are unofficial and probably dodgy. I use the hell out of it in 13 though. Somebody has just sent me a message on Facebook. Oh dear. Nivo's playing Skyforge again. He's just made his overpowered build even more overpowered. Bring it over and over. I'll tell you, if AI modding brought the Fergie pack into FS15, I would honestly play the crap out of it. I would have nothing but Fergusons on this map. What happened to Fent? The license ran out. The license they had expired, so Giants dropped Fent as a tractor partner. Same with Deutz. Well, Deutz is still in FS15, but I would thoroughly expect it to be dropped for 17. I'd expect kind of Case New Holland maybe to be the smaller partner, or Rostel Mash, or something like that. Because they try and go for like one major partner for every game. Zetor's in FS17. Oh, that's going to be the minor partner then, is Zetor, and they'll have like 2, 3, maybe 4 tractors, and it'll probably just be the gold edition tractors again. And there's your minor partner. My prediction is there'll be no New Hollands, no Cases. Illuminate, I think you'll be disappointed. I would expect to see Case New Holland completely replaced by Massey. And Challenger, and I mean they've got more brands with AgCo than do with Case New Holland. I'd expect to see JCB making a comeback though. They should have a Fiat that would have been nice in FS15, honestly, a Fiat or an old Ford. An old Fordson or something like that. I think Giants dropped the ball going with a more modern feel to FS15. Like if they brought out even in the year 2017, brought a Farming Simulator Classics game with like a small map, same modding tools, same everything as FS17. I know Ford is New Holland, but I mean like one of the old Fords from when it was Ford. As opposed to like after the New Holland purchase. That's what I meant, Illuminate. Because they could have done like a couple of Fiats, a couple of Fords, a Couple of Ford Suns even. The only tractors Giants have made is the Crystal and the Hurleyman. What makes you say that, Ford? Oh, the Ford Forces! That would have been amazing! I like the Ford Forces and the Fergusons in 2013. They were my jam. They were absolutely my jam. I had a game running on Idaho, which, if you played in FS13, that was a big map. I had a game running on Idaho and I had like 12 harvesters, a whole bunch of Fergies going around, course played out to collect the stuff. Better classics. Oh yeah. Whole bunch of Fergies course played out to collect the stuff. I was manually baling with the Fergie T20 and the Fergie baler, then using the front loader. You fell back asleep. Am I really that exciting, Welsh, that you're falling asleep to me? Lizard, yeah, Lizard needs to go. Lizard has to go in 2017. I mean, I get that they did the Lizard pickup. Pickup in FS15 is a Dodge, not a Lizard? Nope, it's a Lizard. It's a non-brand, they couldn't get a Dodge license. Like it's... Let's have a look at the brands. Let's go through Lizard and what they have contributed to the game. Where is it? Where is Lizard on this list? There it is. So Lizard have contributed the pickup and a bunch of front loader tools. The water tank, which I don't mind the water tank being Lizard and the fuel tank being Lizard, that's fine. I don't see why these have to be branded at all. Just they don't need to be branded. Even if this was branded Lizard Eco, that'd be fine. The solar collector and the wind energy converter. Just make up a... Like, if you want to have a made-up brand, that's fine, but make it make sense. I mean, seriously. Giants like them to be branded, yeah, but they don't need to be. That's the issue. And Luminate, I think you've hit the nail on the head with the problem here. The pickup doesn't fit anything except Westbridge Hills. As the only thing that actually fits Westbridge that doesn't fit any other map. Like, if you think about most of the vehicles, they can fit Westbridge Hills, except maybe the man truck. That one you'll be kind of pushing it a bit, because that's a European cab over design. And like, they threw the pickup in just so there was something in the game. I kind of believe this. They threw the pickup in just so there was something in the game that fit Westbridge Hills, so they had an excuse to put it in. Like, the pickup exists exclusively so Westbridge Hills can be in the game. One or the other. Either Westbridge Hills exists in FS15 exclusively so the pickup can be in FS15, or the pickup's in FS15 just so Westbridge Hills can be in it. The man truck used to be a DAF? Huh. I mean, I guess they got kind of lucky because most of the European style trucks are almost identical looks wise, so they can get away with having to do a slight remodel with a DAF to a man. And yeah, it is nice that they thought about the runabout, but it's a runabout that doesn't fit most maps. That's kind of the issue for it. I do enjoy the fact that Giants are now thinking about runabouts, at least. They still have screenshots of the DAF. Do they? I'm not seeing any screenshots of a DAF. Let's go down through news here. See Homer DLC stuff. Let's try page 7 here. Okay, so it's page 6 it's going to be on. I don't see any DAF screenshots. Yeah, the titanium truck was well, it was a lizard because it was a mix between Kenworth components and Peterbilt components. Like the cab design was a Peterbilt, but the front end was a Kenworth, I think. Hey, Illuminate, I'd be very interested in knowing. Actually, I might just Google it real quick. Farming Simulator 15 DAF truck. Just see if there's any images that look like they could be from Giants. No. That was a terrible idea. Yeah, Luminate can't post links, but if he tells me what page it's on, I can post the link myself. Or Ford can post the link. Or Welsh can post the link. I mean, there's options available. And it's just to keep the chat a bit free from spam and people who are literally just here to post links to their own channel or their own videos. And if I'm being honest, if YouTube didn't block it automatically, I'd have Nightbot banning people anyway, so one way or another there wouldn't be links allowed in chat. Apart from mods. Welsh might have fallen asleep again. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised for it. Honestly, wouldn't be surprised. Oh, he's here, he's here. You woke him up, Ford. That wasn't very nice of you. Hey, Fred. How's it going today? $800. Oh my god. This is going to be torture, picking up all these bales. Just waking up, you're back to work tonight. Ooh, fun. Nothing's this fun like working. Which technically I'm doing at the moment, I guess. And if you wanted to argue it, this is my job. Should I get so annoyed when trolls come in? You were up late last night watching the Warriors beat the Grizzlies. I actually watched the I didn't watch the entire game, but I watched the Snapchat story of Kobe Bryant's last game. Good God, that man can still play basketball. He is retiring too early. I mean, 60 points in his last game. That's the way any basketballer wants to go out. I'm guessing he also got MVP, which it wasn't said on Snapchat, but it was kind of heavily implied that he was going to get MVP. And to be honest, for his last game, you damn well deserve MVP if you're Kobe Bryant. He's 37, yeah. He's been with the Lakers for 20 years. And retired, yeah. Professional sportsman, retire in their mid-30s, dude. So our count from this hellhole of a field is 894 bales from field 9. 894 bales in a single field. Let's reset our counter, and I just wanted to go up here and check. Are there... Did I miss a field? Oh, bloody hell, I missed a field. Field 3 next, because I missed it. Just when you thought it was all done over in this direction, no. Field 3 needs to be done, which is also quite large. I'm gonna open up this gate too, so I can get out and turn around and get back in. How can I miss a field? Because I'm an idiot, okay? That's my excuse. Or reason, one of the two. I missed a field because I completely forgot it had looks like barley in it. Will there ever be an end? There'll be an end eventually. The 80 mark matches up nicely with the map. Yeah. I'd say the game Luminate, you weren't hearing me right. That was nearly 900 in that field alone. Our total count of small bales is 1,853. 54, 55, 56, 57. This baler is getting its work. It's got its work cut out for it. I honestly... Oh dear, this is gonna be... Because I can only move these 50 at a time, by the way. So we're gonna have a lot of runs getting bales out of fields. You're glad you're not the one picking them up? That is... yeah. That's gonna be a fun stream when it comes to picking these damn things up again. Because I'm nowhere even near done, and I think I'm gonna have to just work on picking the straw bales up first before I move on to anything else. Because, ooh, new beta mods on the FarmSim website? Ooh, must have a look at them later. Yeah, Illuminate, that was the April Fool's joke. It's a good joke, and I'm guessing Square Enix must have been in on it. Be a 12-hour stream to pick the bales up. Well, I've made the better part of 2,000 in this stream. So I mean, it's not going to be as it's going to take about as long as this to get rid of the bales. Possibly a bit longer. I'll be driving faster when I'm getting rid of them, I'll be honest. I'll be going as fast as the machine will allow me. $1,921, 1,922, 1,923, 1,924, 1,925. Penny a bale to be rich. Ah, Fred, you haven't seen the sale price of these bales, have you? €5 a bale. So, just bear with me a second. I'm going to grab my phone and bring up my calculator to see how much we're standing to make just from the small bales. Come to me phone. There we go. Gotcha. So let's grab the calculator up. What is that? Calculator. And it was 5 multiplied by 1,929. So survey says about €10,000 for the bales. What phone do I have? I have a Samsung Galaxy Core something or other. I can't remember exactly. At least 10,000. My phone says 1,000 or 9,645 for 1,929 bales. But of course, that's not going to be the final number. We're going to get about 15,000 for the bales. Not bad for 12 weeks, huh? As in my code, I have on the left under the time and on the left. Under the time and money on the right is the multi-overlay HUD mod. So what that does is You can kind of see it under chat there, Richard. You can see there's a little grey box. If I hit 5, it'll bring up a BGA box. 4 shows me silos. 3 shows me animals, which aren't currently in the map. 2 is prices, and 1 is bales and storage. And everything's about the bales right now. It's called multi-overlay HUD. Richard, basically gives me it allows me to get a lot of information that I'd need the PDA for normally, and it's just less intrusive. Speaking of which, I need to get rid of the PDA mod app. The PDA mod, even. Actually want that open. That will probably turn on the indicator. No, it hasn't. On the right, yeah, I'm guessing you're working with a delay. It's called Multi-Overlay HUD. It's available on ModHoster, and I think my version is out of date, in fact. We're about to hit 2,000 bales total with this baler. You have no... Richard Friesland has been asking me questions with no sound turned on. Well done, Richard Friesland. You genius. That's like something I'd do. That probably is something I would do. You gotta go in 15 minutes, you got school tomorrow. That sucks, lad. I mean, it's better than not having any power for a day. As bad as school is, it is very valuable for people. Just go along at full speed, screw it. I mean, 15 kilometers an hour is full speed with this, so I haven't been going too much slower. You made multiple accounts. That's kind of fraudulent, and it doesn't affect my bottom line at all. The number of subs I have doesn't affect the bottom line of the channel. It's all about interaction on videos and streams. School makes you feel old? Yeah. Even hearing like people saying they're in their teens now makes me feel a bit old. Oh, you're talking to Ford. Okay. Like, it's kind of depressing for me knowing that I was 17 almost 8 years ago. I shouldn't have laughed at that, Ford, I'm sorry. Oh dear. You're 43. Wow, okay. Yeah, I can get you feeling old to an extent. You don't think it's a daft? What? You mean the Tatra? The Tatra is clearly not a DAF. I mean, yeah, they're a sister company, but it's quite clearly not a DAF truck. I've never seen anything like that Tatra on an Irish road. And the majority of the trucks around here are either MAN or DAF. MAN or DEF, I should say. We've broken 2,000 bales total. Oh, Ford, that sucks so much. Mind you, it does remind me of a story. So we have a few cats that are around the place. One of them we really like and take care of and call our own. The rest are just kind of strays. And my mother had the bright idea at one point of giving one of the cats some cream. Which, you know, she thought, oh, cats like milk, which our cats do. But my mother gave the cat some cream. And, you know, it was fine. The cat lapped up the cream and seemed very happy. 20 minutes later, my mother went out and wasn't very impressed because she then had to clean cat vomit out of the tumble dryer because the cat had climbed in and vomited all over the damn place. Needless to say, I was laughing quite heavily. Because it was her own fault. She was asking for that. You have one stray cat out of the 3 we have. We technically have 3 stray cats out of the 3 we have. Post on a thread about the... Yeah, that's all you can do sometimes, Fahy. I mean, I have been, from time to time helping out in the soil mod topic. I like how to install soil mod and whatever and how it works, because I mean, if I'm wrong, somebody will correct me. But I've never been called out on it, so I'm guessing I know soil mod rather well. Decker's never called me out on anything I've said on FSUK about soil mod. So apparently I'm a Tetraphoenix that looks identical to the DAF XF. Possibly. I've picked on something over there and I don't know what. There we go. Put you off your dinner, Fred? I haven't really eaten today yet, so... Oh, okay, Ed, you can stop now. We get the joke. You're taking it a bit too far. Ford, I don't mind. Ed's just taking it a bit too far. It's fine, Ed. You're not going to get timed out or anything further. It's just starting to make me feel a bit nauseous. Dog's outside now. Probably the best place for it if it's in that kind of mood. Ford, you Fred is stew. Wow, that was a worrying feeling right before I coughed. That did not feel like I was going to cough. Can I use those bales in the shredder? I don't know. Simulate. I think so. The issue would be getting him into it. I mean, it's all well and good saying they're working it, but the issue is getting him into the damn thing in the first place, because you need to find the hitbox for the bale spike. Or something to that effect. There we go. So we're at 300 bales in this field. Good lord, this is silly. This is genuinely silly, the number of bales we're getting. I mean, I know I'm missing bits, so I'll have to be going back in with the baler once I got the majority of bales cleaned out. Yeah, Giants should have. It's an oversight on Giants' part. I don't know if the game engine could actually handle it. Giants are the developers of Farm Sim ad. The one for FS13 is, I think it's called Pitchfork. I can't remember it exactly. I think somebody also brought a shotgun mod to silence the chickens. That's that lane done. You shoot them in real life? Hey, you have a shotgun? I thought you were 11 for it. And then again, at one point I knew a 13-year-old who had a 50 caliber sniper rifle. Oh, Americans and your guns. If it's online, you could actually manipulate objects. FS09 and 11 were... FS09, 11 and 13 were comical with the physics. It's kind of a shame that 15 brought in the concrete block vehicles. Because half the fun of 13 was ramming the AI into fields and seeing how they figured... how they figured a way out. You don't see any shotgun mods. Oh, I might be wrong then. Does that mean I like 2000? Honestly, Simulate, the first farm sim I played was 2013, but I've seen videos of the older ones, specifically Nerd Cubed, who, rather comically, was the person who got me into farm sim in the first place. I watched his FS11 video, thought it was hilarious. Saw the FS13 one, thought it was also hilarious. And then I actually pirated FS13. I would admit I pirated it first. And played a couple of 100 hours on it. Decided, okay, this is definitely worth my money. Bought it legit, on Steam. And that's where it all started for me. And I started taking it seriously because I actually found it fun. You went through a COD stage, oh dear. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get it. Well, I'm probably gonna get FS17 just for the sake of YouTube. I don't know if I'm gonna play it too much. It really depends on whether or not there are major improvements over 15, because they are needed. If I skip 17, I will continue like following Farm Sim and whatnot. If I skip FS17 as kind of a serious thing, I'll probably just pick up more and more Project Cars and racing games, racing sims, and try and get the channel more towards that side of things, because they are enjoyable to me as well. They're just as enjoyable to as Farm Sim. Watching videos and streams got you into FS15. Yeah, I mean, watching the serious guys get you way more into the game than watching the comedy guys, but sometimes it's the comedy guys that can sell the game to you better. Because like the serious guys are doing super serious things, and I know I'm one of the more serious guys with Farm Sim. I completely appreciate that, and that's kind of the thing I'm going for is like Daggerwin. It's a video from Video Games Canada. Yeah, Video Games Canada never give out links, which is really idiotic. Oh, realism is key. Yeah, but it might have been taken down for it. Like, my opinion is that realism, like, aside from what Daggerwin says, is actually key, and I'm gonna go out of the way to get realism, even if it means I do something silly like this. I mean, realistically, maybe you wouldn't do this field with this baler, but if you did, you'd end up with something stupid like this. I mean, there are still farmers who have big fields like this who go around with small balers to make small straw bales. I mean, I'm not being unrealistic, I'm being silly. I'm not being, you know, true to real Coldborough Farm, because if you didn't know already, Coldborough is a real map, is a real farm. These fields are real, these are legit. I might not be like 100% true to life with this, and in fact some of the equipment I have is bigger than real Coldborough has. And farm here uses small bales as a map to the public. Yeah, a lot of farms still use them because they're easier to transport. I mean, if you make big bales or round bales, you've got you need to have a tractor to move them in any way, shape or form. If you make small bales like this, you can just hike them at people and, you know, throw them up on trailer. Where did Rainbowdave come from? So first off, I think it's pretty obvious, my real name isn't Dave. That's a nickname. Dave is a nickname in itself. Rainbow was another nickname. It's two different nicknames I've thrown together. I've got some odd friends. They decided that one day we'd have to give everybody in our circle of friends at the time weather-based nicknames. So I got Rainbow. Now they knew something I didn't at the time, and that's for you to figure out yourself, and I'm not going to mention it specifically. They knew something I didn't at the time. The Dave bit was just that they got bored of calling me by my real name, and they decided Dave. Yeah, my real name's not Dave. It might be a shock to some people, but it shouldn't be, because as in flower power and all that, kind of Fred. I've hinted very strongly with some of my opinions at the reasoning behind Rainbow, and why I've kept it, more importantly. and why I make it a bit kind of prominent in the videos. I mean, look at the bottom. Look at the bottom right of the video. There's kind of a big hint as to why I use rainbow. Kind of looks like something else. I could have called myself Waggard. I've been called Rainbowdave I've been called Rainbowdave for years. I've actually used variations of it, but it's not like something I came up with specifically for this channel. I used to use a longer version, Under the Rainbowdave. That used to be the old thing. I got rid of the under because it just kind of extended the name unnecessarily. Now in the future I will be altering my name again. I will potentially need a new moniker. Professionally, I'm 90% sure I know what it's gonna be. It's kind of my newer online persona that I'll be using in the future professionally. This channel is gonna stay Rainbowdave. There may be a second one under the newer persona and the newer moniker, but this channel is it's not gonna be Cloudy Paul. In fact, I don't even know if that channel is free on YouTube. I know it's not free on Twitter, which is irritating. But I have it all kind of planned in my head, and it's going to be released alongside a lot of information about Game Face. And it's going to be a 4-letter moniker. I'm keeping it a secret. It's not going to have anything to do with the weather, and it's going to be a bit odd. If you watch the stream on Twitch when I did Skyforge, you'll know what it is already, because I'm actually using my newer moniker on Skyforge. And MMOs MMOs have already got the change from Rainbowdave to mystery moniker number 3. How long have I been making videos? On and off, about 4 years. I've taken a lot of breaks, some longer than others, mainly internet induced. Some, like, I started in college. Oh, it's longer than 4 years, like 6 years, 5-6 years. Not enough, mainly off. This channel has been around for a year now, well, almost 2 years actually, because I made it long before I uploaded a video. So that field is done with 584 bales. So let's reset the counter again. I hit the 4 letters and 4 numbers. It's okay. Here's the thing. It's nothing to do with farming. It's going to be it's something new. It's something I use for MMOs. It's kind of a mystery. You're thinking of starting, but there's so many doing it now. So, Fred? I started making videos a year and a half ago. There were just as many people making them back then. You can still succeed. Dagger 1 only started with FS15. I mean, I don't like the guy, but my god, he's got big fast. It's all about personality and how you do things. Luminate is a modder for this PDFR ad. And I wasn't aware of this when they appeared in the stream the other day. And I kind of felt a bit starstruck because I'd recognise the name once it was mentioned. That said, I need to try and get SPDF4 running again on my PC. I seem to have some issues with versions and rage hook and all that kind of nonsense. And I just haven't been having the... I just haven't had the time to try and get it working, which is kind of annoying. A year and a half ago, Daggerwin had 10 subs. Today he's got 10,000, if not more. If a channel explodes, it explodes quickly. You don't even have to be a bit of an entertainer. You just have to be able to interact with people. Make an LSP of our live stream. No ad, because I need like 12 hours in 2 days to get everything ready just to do a live stream of LSPDFR, and it would interrupt a bunch of stuff. He has 100k. Oh my god, he does not. I'm gonna sound bitter. I'm gonna sound bitter right now, and I appreciate that I'm gonna sound bitter. I don't think Dagger deserves 93,000 subs. I don't think he's like that much better than any other farm sim YouTuber. I get the people probably left their tabbers and wanted to find somebody who did similar stuff, and then Daggerwin came along and was like, oh, this is different enough. But I mean, I do very similar stuff. I actually do more realistic stuff than Daggerwin, who is realism is key, blah, 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 blah. And oh god, has he gone up to 10? He started with 6, good lord. I'm on 3 tractors here. One of them is this thing. You know, I've got 3 tractors on this map. One of them is a Deutz D80, which, you know, completely unrealistic, but I've made a storyline reason. You know, I've come up with a reason in storyline for this map in the videos why I'm using a Deutz D80. Dagger's just kind of going along and saying, well, let's have 23 tractors on this 2.5 field map. He sold the JCB and bought 244. Oh, for the love of God. They're not even good mods. He sold the best vehicle he had and got 2 reasonably bad ones. Well done, Daggerwin, you twit. Mind you, the Ford 40s are a bit more realistic than the JCB. Especially seeing as he tends to try and do field work in the JCB. That thing is a karting tractor only. Oh, BP is good. I love watching BP. Yeah, I know. That's why I'm not mentioning names, because I don't like bitching too much. I mean, I will complain. I don't like full-on bitching. BP actually, like, is one of my favorite people to watch, because he's got the same kind of mental chaos as I do. Where it's like, I'm gonna do this, actually no, never mind. Who else do I enjoy watching? Sean Blaylock I really enjoy when I've got a bit extra time. I really enjoy his style. Jeff Faviano goes above and beyond when he credits mods. Good lord. Actually, Jeff Faviano and Ian Robson, who you probably know as a farm sim YouTuber, they're the inspiration behind me having the mod list easily available. Because I want to give credit where credit is due. If I say, you know, this is a brilliant mod, you can look it up in the mod list. You can say, oh, it's by whoever it's by, and you can, you know, you can download it, look at it yourself, and say, oh, this guy's good. I'm gonna look for more of his mods. If I say mod's crap, it's nothing against the modder. It's just this, you know, this individual mod taken on by its own is not so great. So you can avoid that specific mod. And you'll find I'm kind of schizophrenic with different modders. I like some of their stuff, and I hate some of their other stuff. Yeah, BP just goes with the flow. I try and do that in the streams. I try and do that. I know I do act seriously, but there's a reason for that. There's a few reasons. There's a few reasons I'm serious, Fred. Number one, this YouTube channel is effectively a dress rehearsal for when I take up the new moniker and start working officially, because I do have a job lined up in time. This is a dress rehearsal for it, so I'm getting in lots of practice on various different things. I don't make it very obvious. What do I think of Steve the Gamer? I haven't really looked at many people. See, the thing, I don't have much time at night, like properly to myself, because I usually end up playing something or other with Nivo, and then getting distracted by something else on top of that, and it kind of snowballs out of control. So I don't have much time other than like before dinner or before I stream. So I don't watch much YouTube anymore. I'm one of these YouTubers who's kind of drifting away from watching people, which irritates me. Because I mean, I'm getting less and less inspiration from other people by doing that. And I know that like, I'm not the most entertaining person in the world. I know this. But I mean, sometimes entertainment comes in different ways. I mean, me being super serious and then something stupid happens. Daggerman doesn't watch anyone else. Why am I in no way surprised? And everybody else is supposed to watch Dagger. Like, everybody else has to watch Daggerwin and find out what Daggerwin's doing. One Lonely Farmer is amazing. I love One Lonely Farmer. The Funky Farmer's pretty good too. I'm not a big fan of the videos with kids in, so I don't watch them. The Funky Farmer's good. One Lonely Farmer's good. Illuminate Family through Courseplay tutorials. That was back in the day when I actually played with Courseplay a lot. Those days were good. Kinda gave up on Courseplay. Not through Courseplays, not through them in Courseplay, they just because my playing style has changed. I have missed quite a large chunk there from being an idiot. The Courseplay tutorials I think were rather good. I know some people, I've been getting comments in some of my older tutorials. Some people have been raising concerns about the way I was breathing in them. It was me having the microphone way too close to my mouth. And not dipping the sound or cutting the sound when I was breathing. Also, there are occasions when I just start talking, I forget to breathe. Especially if I'm making a video. On streams it's kind of a bit more natural, I'm kind of more laid back, but when I'm making videos I get very kind of stressed up, and I'm up like this, and I'm kind of really a bit stressed at times. and really riled up, and there's a bit of adrenaline going. So there are times when I just plain forget to breathe, and then it's yeah, I have to gasp for air because I've gone and spoken for a solid minute without breathing, and I need air. And that's what happens there. Plus I'm kind of getting better at editing the sound so that it sounds at least mostly okay. I didn't give it a chance. Well, Illuminate, well, what you didn't see was so what you didn't see in those mod reviews of the entire mod contest, I was recording them all back to back. So by the time I got to the likes of the Ulster, I was kind of irritated with the quality of mods in general. I wasn't happy that it didn't have normal maps, didn't have AO maps, didn't have a lot of stuff. And then the fact that some of the controls were just not spoken about in the game. They weren't put into any L10s or anything. That kind of broke the back of that mod for me. It's probably better than I gave it credit for, yes, but just the simple fact that by the time I got to that, I had been through a ton of crap. Most of the forestry stuff in the mod contest was terrible. Like the first day reviews pack in the mod contest, I will stand by my opinion, that was terrible. That had no business being in the mod contest. The Ulster, I probably gave it a hard time, yeah, but at the same time, that's why I got so irritated at Illuminate. It's when I did my mod reviews, and there's a reason I stopped doing them. It's because I started getting very cynical with them. When I started doing my mod reviews, it was a case of, well, they only couldn't, I was only going to pay attention to what's listed in the game. So we'll say if there was no button listed to empty out this baler, I would say, oh, you can't empty the baler. Those were the rules that I was playing by myself. I mean, you have to be able to, with a good mod, open it up and straight away you know exactly what's going on. The Ulster didn't fit that profile. It didn't fit the profile of you load the mod into the game and you can get to grips with it in 5 minutes. If you gotta press every button on your keyboard, that's not a good mod. Like I gave some other mods that are very highly acclaimed, I gave them hell. If it's listed on the download page as having problems or whatever, there were mods in that I reviewed over the period that I did the mod reviews. There are mods where it said, that's a work in progress, it's a beta. I gave them a bit of slack because the mod author said, oh, there's an issue with this that I'm working on, it'll be fixed in an upcoming version. I was able to overlook small things like that because, the mod author was able to say, yep, this has problems, fixing that, or whatever. It's when there was no indication of any problems and the mod was falling apart at the seams that I really got angry. Map reviews, don't ask me to do a map review because I will literally tear a map to shreds. Yeah. It's fine if there's one or two things missing in the L10 XML. Your sound has just went. Try hitting the mute button again. You've seen some of my map reviews. I will admit I am vicious with maps. And what's really funny is now that I'm so fixated, I've been so fixated on the roads of my own map. The roads here on the roads here on Coldborough are actually terrible. My god, if I looked at this map like 2 or 3 months after I did, I would have completely slated it. If I was looking at this map brand new today, I would have slated it. I would never have given it a chance. What is amazing before I didn't say anything about surprise things Special Mod says. Oh, playing ATS. Nice one, Michael. What really irritates me, Illuminate, is when mods have all the information in, and it's like, oh, this is a... What was the really good example I had? It was a John Deere again, because there's a reason I avoid John Deere mods apart from my general dislike of John Deere. Which I do legitimately have a general dislike of John Deere. Just don't like him. But there was one mod, it was John Deere claimed, I think it was 135 horsepower, and it actually had 1,200. I was like, are you serious? You're gonna make this tractor, looks really nice, performs reasonably well, and then you're giving it 1,500 horsepower so it can literally do whatever you want in the game. And that ruined it. And then there were John Deere's that the wheels started bouncing up and down on the ground for no reason. And the reason was actually they had plow spec. Plow spec does not work well with FS15. If you're wondering how I'm getting the wheels to bounce up and down, I use OEB's Real Terrain, which there was a hotfix released immediately after the mod contest, or even during it, I think. They fixed some issues. I think OEB are working on a V2 or something. And what Real Terrain does, it just makes the wheels bounce up and down on the ground a bit, makes them respond to the terrain type. Gives a bit of extra realism. Mod authors release a good mod, but it's 300 in the shot. That's an easy one to fix. That one I can overlook, Luminate. I can just look up a listing for that mod, or for that vehicle or piece of equipment in real life. I can look up a listing, give it that price, say it's second hand, and bada bing, bada boom, done. What really irritates me is the €0 mods that have when you're selling them, it gives you negative like 15,000. There was a hotfix for Real Terrain. Yep, there was, Fred. And I'm using it. I've got it installed. So like I'm using Real Terrain from the mod contest, but I do have the hotfix installed. It's a really good mod. It's like, yes, it doesn't do anything. Real Terrain broke your play mechanics somehow. Luminate, did you get the hotfix for Real Terrain? Because if you have plough spec, it automatically turns it off. There were one or two vehicles that had an odd version of plough spec, and OEB had to write a hot fix to fix that. But it's supposed to turn off plough spec and all that kind of stuff, and overwrite it all, just so you don't get weird conflicts. Because it's a global script as opposed to plough spec, which is local. You know, plough spec is on a mod by mod basis. You have to ignore me looking angry. I'm not. I'm just trying to concentrate, and my eyes do that. You replace it with drive control. I use drive control and real terrain. There's no reason you can't use both. You can just disable certain aspects of certain mods and replace them with other mods. I actually never liked the terrain response in drive control. I thought it was a bit extreme. As for the, you know, so I'm not using the wither wheels or drive control either. There's a reason for that. I actually have, yeah, it's available on FSUK somewhere. It fixes most of the issues. There are some small ones left, but if you play smartly, you can avoid them. How many bales now? 2,792 total, 355 off this field. I'm not counting the big bales that I made earlier because they give a silly total. Yeah, they don't give a real total at all. So wow, I thought 300 bales would be, or 3,000 bales would be a realistic guess. Apparently I am, after lowballing my original estimate, I'm after lowballing what's really going to happen, because you got the hotfix from the OEB Facebook. Oh, I didn't realise they had a Facebook page. I got it on FSUK, because I'm usually on there on the forum once or twice a day. I was like almost always on the forum when I was just doing videos, because videos were actually easier to do in terms of time commitments. Now I'm kind of putting less effort in theoretically, but a lot more time, so the commitments are kind of different. There's no... Sounds working. Yeah, usually the best fix is turn it off and back on again. So there we go. There's still at least 100 bales here and just bits of the field that I've missed. You missed me singing? That would have been what caused the sound to break. I don't sing. Plus, I've got a really old YouTube channel from, I think, about 8 years ago. If not a bit more, maybe. Where, I do have videos of me singing. I'm never gonna announce the name of it though. I should be at an X Factor. I'd be the next Brendan Kilkenny, Fred. Banned from the show for being that bad. Does anybody actually remember Brendan Kilkenny? He was a great comedy act. Don't be shy. No, I'm not singing. I'll probably be forced to eventually, over the next number of years. It's time to face the rainbow. What? He sold literally nothing ever. It's time. Those dumb X Factor things. I can't stand those talent shows. It's like Britain's Got Talent. I think is comical this year because they've already chosen the winner. What was that? Oh, no, 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 no. That user can get banned. Remember I said something about dodgy links before? And how I have links banned to prevent dodgy ones? The YouTuber on Twitch. It's an ironic name because they are the cancer of Twitch. That was a dodgy as hell link. I'd love to know how Stocko Goes managed to get Combine Harvester at the end of every one of his videos without getting copyright strikes. Like, surely the Wurzels actually have copyright over it. And will be willing to, like most other copyright holders, exercise their right to defend their copyright on YouTube. Now, I'm not saying YouTube is right in using the whole content or anything, and Stocko's wrong, but I'm kind of surprised that he's able to do that. Because I guarantee if I tried it, I'd get content ID'd through the backside. They have this, you've seen them play many times. Oh yeah, I know they got copyright, like I know they play it, but I'm kind of surprised they don't try and defend their copyright, because like Stocko's videos, most of them have 50, 60, 70, 80,000 views. Do I like Stocko? Not really. It's hard to say. Like, I'm pretty sure I'd like him as a person if I knew him. My issue is that he just disappears for months at a time, shows up as if nothing's gone wrong, and then is completely oblivious to everything that's actually happening on YouTube. Like, I get that the guy has a job, but either you show a bit of commitment to YouTube or you just give up. Like, I know I've taken a few breaks recently and disappeared for like a week or two at a time at most. Most of them there were reasons. You don't like him. I don't blame you for it. I'm somewhere in the middle. I don't like the way that he's kind of treating his channel as a bit of a joke. And I know that it's a hobby for like 90% of YouTubers, myself included. It's a hobby, I know. Like, I do make a pittance from this, but and I actually need to think about rebooting the channel again and changing some of the ways that I'm doing things, because while I'm enjoying streaming and enjoying all the stuff that comes with it, I've been looking at my analytics and they haven't been very pretty from a standpoint of me being able to, or the channel's being able to support itself. And channel growth, subscribers increase has been good, everything like that has been good. There's one thing that I don't like about it, and I might have to try and figure out a new thing to do. I might have to start releasing more videos. You might have noticed as well that yesterday's video I had more ads than usual on it. I'm gonna start using the YouTube automatic ads thing. So ads will be essentially at random whenever YouTube decide to throw them on videos and VODs. Anyone want to do an 8-hour shift for Fred? Because I know I don't. I've got enough stuff going on over the next few days. So we're at 484 bales out of this field, and I'm gonna end the stream when we're done with this field, in fact, because I'm kinda getting a bit tired. Like properly tired, not just bored of doing this. I'm starting to get a bit tired because apparently I haven't been sleeping well. I've been sleeping a lot, but not well. As well as that, I mean, the stream's going to be over at 7 at the latest. So whichever comes first, this field is done at 7 o'clock. Or 5 to 7 even. Whichever comes first, or in fact, or my food is ready, I can smell it being cooked. Kind of indicates it's almost ready. That's probably why I'm getting tired, is I can smell food and it's like, hey, you're hungry, you wanna stop streaming now. Go on, you know you want to. And in the next video we'll be starting to clean up this mess. Next stream will probably be just cleaning up bales and maybe a bit more baling. But plan A is clean up the bales next week. So definitely a lot more stuff than I had planned on having. I mean, I didn't exactly plan on having 2,965 plus straw bales. I was expecting 3,000 bales total, not 3,000 straw bales. So in fact what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something really stupid. I'm going to transport all the bales into one field and pile them up. Just to see how the game reacts. All of the straw bales are going to go into one one field and one pile, and I'll be cleaning that field up, and well, the area that I'm going to pile them up, I'm going to clean that all up, and just see how the game deals with 3,000 bales being in one place. What's the best software for making or streaming videos? For recording videos, it's definitely Fraps, in my opinion. For streaming, it's probably XSplit Premium, but that's kind of costly. Fraps is costly. If you want to do it on a budget, use OBS as your recording and streaming software, and Windows Movie Maker probably is your editing software. If you're going for a bit more quality, you can stick with OBS or XSplit, XSplit free version, because there's a free version of XSplit and a paid version. I'm using the paid version of XSplit because I'm fancying a patch like that. And I use the Sony Movie Studio as an editing software. I know a lot of people use Vegas, but that's like €500, and I can't afford that, so I'm using Movie Studio because that's like 50. And for streaming, yeah, it's either you've got a choice of XSplit or OBS. OBS is free, and you're on a budget to start with. OBS if you're streaming, or the XSplit free version. I'm using XSplit paid version because I got access to a lifetime deal. Essentially, I got a 9,999 month subscription to XSplit. Courtesy of having been involved in the original beta back years ago. Almost 10 years ago, actually. I had XSplit beta. And that was back when it was you could only use it if you had paid to get into the beta, so yeah. OBS is free, it updates quite regularly. There are some issues with it, it's a bit weird at times, a bit tough to get used to, but I mean it's a solid program, doesn't break too much. You have a look into it, hopefully your PC's up to date. If you've got an i7 processor or a high range i5, you'll be able to stream no problem. Basically you just want as much power as you can get. Most long-time streamers, don't have experience with it myself, so I'll take their word for it, say that if you want to record, you need an i5 at minimum. If you want to stream, you're realistically needing an i7 for the hyper-threading capabilities. And the fact they're just flat out more powerful. Oh boy, this is a bunch of stuff. I am kind of honoured that the spam bots have taken to my Twitch channel. That means I'm doing something right. Either that or Twitch is getting a bit lax with security again. Right, that is theoretically this field done. And our count of bales from this field is 611. Get an AMD. Oh, I have no idea then. I have no idea about AMD cards. So the grand total from field 2 was 611 bales, giving us a grand total from, I think that's all the fields that we own now done. Grand total of 3,048 straw bales so far. Next week, and I'm actually going to start getting rid of that now. Next week we're going to be starting over all over again with straw. So I'm going to leave the baler down over here. I don't know about AMD anything, Fred. I'm an Intel and Nvidia kind of guy. Gonna leave the baler down here. And I'm gonna go up to the shop and grab the bale stacker. Or the bale wagon. I'm actually not gonna pile them up in the field. That'd be something I'd do if I had like 17 days to spare. No. I'm gonna set them all off. Then, what's the shadow play with Nvidia? It's basically, oh yeah, you can do that as well. If you got an Nvidia card, certain Nvidia cards support a program called, a thing called shadow play. I apologize, my leg is super itchy and I need to scratch it. It's kind of like Fraps. The graphics card will capture video for you and save it to your hard drive. Apparently it's a very lossy format though. Apparently it's not great for capturing details. Is the baling done? The first pass is done forward. We have just north of 3,000 straw bales. Just north of that. And that's just the first pass baling. We're gonna go clear up the 3,000 bales next week, and then we're gonna do a second pass bale. It's a feature you got with your GPU. Oh, so you got an NVIDIA GPU. Shadow. I don't know how Shadow Play works, to be honest. I've never used it. I prefer Fraps. I mean, it should work. I'm driving at the same speed as this dude, so no point in me trying to overtake him. So yeah, next week I'm going to be picking up the bales, setting them off, and then when that's all done, we'll be doing a second pass to pick up the dregs, just because I want as much money as possible. A bit of money grabby scumbag at the moment. Once we got the straw bales sorted out, all of them, and the fields clean, we'll be grabbing the baler again, and then we'll be starting off the hay bales, and I might actually need to extend my the time I've got with soil mod. Might need to extend that a bit. You might need to do some research. That's probably a good idea. Get the big baler. No, Ford. None of the tractors I have are actually powerful enough to run it efficiently. Like, if I'm being honest, if I was doing big bales, I'd still be baling right now. And then you'd have to deal with me trying to move the bales one by one. It's still going to take about the same amount of time. But this, quite honestly, I find more enjoyable. Mainly because it kind of trolls you guys a little bit. I'll tell you what, Ford. We'll only do small bales this time round because my intention was to get 18,000 plus euros out of the bales, which we are going to do. Quite easily as well. Because I just want these to pay for themselves, essentially. The tractor won't quite pay for itself, I don't think, with this baling run, but there's so many of the bales that next time round I'm gonna go with baling. I'm gonna be doing that next week. I'm gonna be finishing up the stream in a moment. like the entire joke was that I was swapping things around this week. But no, when it comes to baling next time, I will actually rent out a bigger tractor and a bigger baler and deal with it properly. Because I know this is kind of annoying. You gotta get ready for work, Fred. That's fine. I'm gonna be stopping up the stream in a few minutes anyway. I'm just bringing this up to the field. But forward, there's still the hay fields to go. I mean, it's not done yet. We still have the hay fields to bale up. That's part of this pass of baling. That'll be. To be honest, I think the small hay bales look really nice. It's kind of a way that I can just do something in chat at the same time, as opposed to trying to have to pay attention to everything and all that kind of stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unfold this. Well, it has to be put into work mode, isn't it? Yes. I'm going to just start picking up some bales. You're back, your tummy was rumbling. I'm going to pick up one load of bales here, just to make sure that I know what I'm doing here. I haven't missed a bale yet, have I? No. So I just want to double check that I am right in saying it's a 50 bale capacity on this. Can I change the message to 616? In time, Ford. I won't be doing it immediately. I actually kind of prefer the 5 Series Massey. Like, I think it's a nicer design with the drop nose. 50, sometimes 51. I might be able to squeeze 52 in this. Let's see how we do. Because I remember in 2013 I used to be able to squeeze 52, 53 in here. Depending how much bugginess you could get going on. I think it's 51. Hey, 102% full. You can't get 52. Well, I got 51 in. And the funny thing is, like, there's still tons of room. You could fit 60, 70 bales in there easy. Yeah, 52 is fine. And we can start the video next week. Off over here somewhere. Start the video next week here-ish. Bring the bales in. Yeah, it have to be continuous moving or the bales will be overflowing and fall out, yeah. So, I'm going to leave the stream here. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I'm going to do my 5-minute countdown or thereabouts. I think 5 minutes is a bit long for a countdown, so I'm going to actually change it to 3 minutes. Not 23 hours and 5 minutes, you mong. So, thank you all very much for watching. Until next time, stay safe and goodbye.